Hey guys, thank you so much for being with us as today. As above, so below, we're talking about my favorite energy frequency of Venus. And I want to say to each and every one of you guys, thank you so much for being a part of our lives. The commentary, the suggestions to all of you guys that joining my YouTube channel and how you guys have been participating. And I'm on today because I want to teach some things when it comes down to spiritual practitioners and people of the ATI diaspora, or whether they're Ayamis or they're witches or whatever, or Christian. And I want to come from the aspect of sharing information to all of you guys that really want to practice real magic, really want to be a part of a spiritual community. You might find yourself involved or having certain relationships or attraction to spiritual people. And I think that some of the things that I want to share today in honor of Mafedi Fun Oshun. I am a crown child of Oya. Also, my mother is also Oya. So thank you guys for being a part of our lives. Thank you guys for the sharing, and thank you guys for also being open-minded, especially if you're not practicing a particular tradition. In this practice, I'm working with Venus energy, and I'm going to be talking about some things. I'm also going to be discussing stuff on my website as well as on my YouTube channel. When it comes down to spirituality and relationship, and I know that many of you guys may seem that it is not necessary whether you're in a relationship or not, but let me explain something to you. When you're dealing with people that are actually practicing real magic, whether it's Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Congo, Palo, whether they're Christian, people that have a truly connection to the Divine Mother and the Divine Father, these people are not religious people of their tradition. These people actually connected with the divine. What's up? Show us much love. Thank you so much, Gemini. With them 3 hearts. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. To each and every one of you guys, hello to my Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Aquarius, Cancer, Capricorn, Leo, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Libra, and Virgo. Also, hello to my Madrina and to my Padrino and to my Oba and to my brothers and sisters all over this globe that watch my programs and watch my information. It is so important that when you're doing conjure and you're praying, whether you're in the church as a Christian, the affection, fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. Maybe you're doing sacrifices to Oshun. Maybe you're doing sacrifices to Aphrodite. Maybe you're doing sacrifices to Mama Chola. Any of these spirits that carry this energy, this frequency, when it comes down to love, and to even those that Apollo or Shango. I don't know why a lot of times when we talk about love magic, we leave the males out and we only work with the females, but universally, both energies can work when it comes down to relationship. This is something that I find that a lot of people miss out when you're dealing with spiritual people that are actually living that spiritual life, is that their spirituality is going to come first. And to a lot of people that get involved with relationships with spiritual people, a lot of times they don't realize that they actually circle around the spirituality of that individual. It is very different when you have 2 individuals that actually practice real magic, and so they have to coexist. And I want to say that I personally did something, in my opinion, that I wish I would have had the opportunity to do very differently, is to put my spirituality out front versus because the way that I came up when it came to spirituality, everything was secret. Everything, how you do, what you do, when you do, all that was secretive. And so I didn't see a need to share that, even in getting married, not even sharing how deep I was in the ATRs and how deep I was into the black arts and how deep I was into conjure and necromancy and all these other beautiful practices that I was involved in. And those that do not realize and have not had the opportunity to be involved with somebody's spirit, we are very sensitive people, easily offended when it comes to our practice. And so what I tell people that are in the ATRs and want to practice spirituality, be grounded in your personal truth. Do not personally get involved with people that that you have not vetted when it comes down to your spirituality. And being honest, not so much as telling your secrets and your practices, but letting people know up front that this is your lifestyle. This is something that you don't do for form of fashion, but this is something that you practice so that they are conscious. I feel like when it comes to adults, that being upfront with that particular that's something that's going to be so significant in your relationship is important. Just like your particular, what's up, Ache? Just like when it comes down to your personal practices, when it comes down to your sexual preferences, it is important. What's up there? That's my Stormy over here on TikTok. Jasmine, what's up? How y'all doing? It is, I am putting aside today on Oshun and the number 5 and dealing with the 5 senses about relationships. And I'm personally wearing, what's up, Cassandra? Yes, I was supposed to be where I took off again so I can get stuff done today. I've been at the courthouse and everything, conjuring. Unveiling Ann, how you doing, Pisces in the house? When it comes down to conjure and spirituality, a lot of times people are so interested in doing spells and doing prayers and doing workings in order to draw love into their life, not understanding once you draw this energy into your life, there's somebody that has to engage with that particular energy. And if you yourself not understanding how far you're going to get into the ATRs, how far you're going to get into conjure, how far you're going to get into mysticism or Kabbalah or any of these other spiritual operations, a lot of my issues came about not only in my relationships, but how other people in their families perceive my spiritual practices. And I did not safeguard myself or my spiritual practice efficient because I was not aware that I needed to. You may believe that you're getting involved with an individual, but a lot of times, especially with black melanated people, African Americans, normally you're going to have to engage with their families. And if they have a problem with your hoodoo, they have a problem with your conjure, and it's a lot of us like to say, well, things don't bother us, but we are very sensitive. Listen to me, certain man. We are very, very sensitive when it comes down to our spirituality, and easily offended, especially when people are passing opinions when we feel they do not know the information or they don't know us. And it's because of Christianity, it is very easy for people to just assume and pass opinion. Thank you for the likes and the shares and the clicks. Thank you. What's up, beloved? What's up, God's elect? These are the things that I try to share now. I'm 51 years old. I've been practicing a very long time, but I did not have the wisdom when it came down to my practices. They're not going to teach you this in seminary school. They're not going to teach you if you go to spiritual classes. They're not going to teach you about how you're going to interact with this particular energy. I have been I'm very deeply rooted in. Awesome. I am listening on the right there. Oshun. Yes, my Fetty Foon, Oshun. What's up there? My Scorpio, my Sagittarius from Detroit. Smoking. I think I said that right. But when it comes down to conjure, y'all, don't let people fool you that if you think that you're going to just get involved with somebody spiritually and you're not, just like it takes time to learn a man or woman that is just a normal individual with on normal issues and normal situations. What if you try to get involved with somebody that's a tata, a mumbo, a huga, or somebody that's an apostle, a pastor, or somebody that is over people? A lot of times, I thank you so much for the roses. A lot of times, our spiritual journey, our clientele, our elay, these things are going to take precedence. And if you're not a good supporting actor or actress, depending on your particular thing, whether you get into men or women or however you do, at the end of the day, it doesn't even matter your sexual orientation. It is still a complicated relationship. It is also, if you're going to get involved with somebody, they have to be strong and knowledgeable about your practices, because people are going to challenge your relationship based off your spirituality. And when it comes down to just saying that you both are in Ifa, you both are in Santeria, you both are Christians, you both are believers, that's not. I have had a lot of warfare that I engaged into just because other people had an issue. And I have been accused of doing spell work on my partner, which is I'm a Sagittarius. Thank you so much for that love. I'm a Sagittarius. My moon is in Aries. My rising sign is Pisces. So that was very offensive to me for you to say that I did root work, I did spell work, I put witchcraft on somebody to be in a relationship. When I look the way that I look, and when I say that, not out of modesty, because I'm not a modest person, I say that because if people can accuse somebody like me that has the things going for themselves as putting spells on there, it is a very hurtful thing. Y'all may not realize it, but it's very hurtful that when we're doing our conjure and our attraction work, that somebody's saying that we're specifically targeting them in order for them to be in a relationship. Well, let me explain something to you. I'm a very powerful man. We cannot make people fall in love. We can enhance the energy, the frequency, or we can enhance a feeling of love that somebody may have for somebody else. But when it comes down to conjure and spirituality, it needs to be something that you are very clear that if you're going to engage in a real relationship with that individual, that you need to sit down and have that talk. They have to be comfortable with other people perceiving you in certain lights. Now, guess what? No matter how much knowledge you have, no matter how well you are with defending your particular practice and stuff like that, people still gonna say what they want to say. But if you and your partner are not strong in y'all belief together, it is going to cause issues, especially if people get into their ear. You don't think they got roots on you, you don't think they're doing witchcraft on you, don't think they're doing spell work on you, and it puts a lot of weight on the individual that you, instead of being in a relationship with somebody, you're spending more time defending why you're in a relationship. And to me, when you grown, relationships have their own vices without you spending time trying to justify or to explain why you got certain things around the house, why you got certain things that you're cleansing with, what you put in the clothes. And when somebody's not comfortable, and I want to say this on the other side of this, if somebody's not comfortable, I don't care how much you're attracted to a man or woman that's in the ATRs, if you are not comfortable and you're not secure within yourself, then you shouldn't be in a relationship with that individual where they have to constantly be reassuring you that they're not doing spell work on you or craft work on you, because it is very challenging what we already have to do outside of that, and to deal with people that are always constantly like, I can't even protect you comfortably without you feeling a certain type of way about what I'm doing. If you're in relationships with spiritual people, I'm not talking about people that are in formality in Ifa, voodoo center. I'm talking about people that do real magic. They also do magic for clientele. They also do spell work for themselves or family, whatever they out there, but it's real magic. And it needs to be a healthy environment. It needs to be an environment that you as an individual in relationship with those type of people, that you are comfortable with them practicing voodoo. Whether they practicing light magic, because I don't feel like I should have to lie that I work both hands. I deal with yin and yang, I deal with light, darkness, I deal with energy. That's what I look at it, energy, frequency and vibration. And so therefore, whatever I need to do, I do it. And when you're in a relationship with somebody and they feel that you're demonic or you're evil or you're hurting people, and let me tell y'all this, to all of you guys that have not gotten this far as I've gotten and you are still trying to grow in spirituality, it don't matter how much good you do for people, it don't matter how much you help people, people are going to still have their opinions about you, and they're going to say a lot of hurtful things. It's a long journey in understanding and open mind. Absolutely. I totally, and sometimes when you think you just like, well, this is what God gifted me with, this is what the divine blessed me with, this is what my ancestors give me, that all sounds good until you want to be in relationship. You know, I know what I'm doing, I know who I'm calling upon, I done been there, I done said all of that. At the end of the day, it still complicates your relationship, and that has nothing to do when there are children involved, because I'm also a spiritual individual that have kids from 3 different women. And my spirituality has complicated me being a father to my children and me operating with my kids because of my spirituality. And so therefore, to all of you guys that don't think that your ATR, your root work, your hoodoo work, your mysticism, you walking the path of a yami, you being a bokor, if you think that it's not going to be involved, even when we went to court, they brought up that I was doing witchcraft, they brought up I was doing sorcery, like the things that people are willing to say when things do not work out. Let me explain something to you. If anything that I can do at 51 years old is to talk to my newborns or those that are sitting on the sideline and you're contemplating of answering the call, or when it comes down to the ATRs, and especially if you have a very strong church background like I do, it is so important that you have a mature individual. This is why relationships should be really left to you when you get older. I got involved and got married very young, so I'm speaking in hindsight. I felt like coming on today in the honor of Oshun, her being a goddess of love, a goddess of prosperity, a god of fertility and war. It is so important that you don't want to be like Tamar Broxton, love and war. It is very complicated when you yourself don't know enough about your own journey. They're trying to explain to somebody that you're trying to have a relationship about your journey, and then you bring children involved, a child or children involved, and that stuff gets even more complicated. And so my thing to you guys that are out here, before you get involved, or if you decide that you practice it and you want to get in a relationship, whether even as friends with benefit, like if somebody come around me, they see all of my stuff. Like if you come visit my house, you come visit my church, it's right there. A lot of people ain't comfortable with that, but I'm telling you, even if you're hiding your spiritual practice, eventually it's going to become a issue. Eventually they're going to ask questions. And if you don't know enough, if you're not articulate enough to explain to somebody that you want to be intimate with or be in a relationship with, then it's going to get even more complicated down the road. So when we're doing love work, for whatever reason, people think, and they confuse love work with domination work. When I'm doing love work, I have certain bars, I have honeys that I bathe with, and this is one of the candles that I'm going to put in front of my Oshun for today. And this is a talisman. I also have non-chopper oil. I have the incense. Do I have it over here close to me? No, I don't have it close to me. But I have non-chopper incense. And when we're working with love energy, love frequency, it is about us with attracting that energy. Because Oshun is like the statement we got out there on social media. I do not chase, I attract. When you are attracting love, prosperity, I like to use Oshun for favor. Favor with people in high places. Favor with people that are shot callers. Favor with people that have substance, that are grounded. I ask for favor in the sight of people that are actually able to move the goalposts in my life. I don't necessarily are asking to attract a platonic, because that's what my natural body is for. That's what my natural appeal is for. That's what my natural conversation is for. But I utilize my magic to give me favor as I walk out in this thing called life. I don't, as a male, as somebody that is also blessed and crowned by Shango, I understand my masculine energy. I also understand my feminine energy, and I am very androgynous as a spiritualist. I'm very androgynous. I operate at both of those energy. I like to tease people and say I'm bi-spiritual, because I want them to understand that I have a strong understanding of magic. I have a strong understanding of manifestation. And when people don't understand why we use candles, when people don't understand why we use oils, my perspective has changed since my breakup with my ex, and spirit allowed me to see the truth about her. I think that when it comes down to relationships, we physically get involved before we spiritually understand what we're getting involved in. I don't see relationship, me personally, I don't see relationship anything different than trying to buy a house. I see a relationship as a big ticket item. Did this live just start? No, we've been on it. What's up, baby? Scorpio Keys. I've been on here a little minute. But I wanted to talk about tips about relationship and being involved with people that are, when you practice the ATRs, and some of the pitfalls that I fell into that some of you guys don't think it's going to be significant down the road, but I'm here to tell you, there ain't nothing new up under the sun. It is going to be significant. It is going to affect how you do things. And when people start attacking you based off of your practice, calling you a witch, calling you a warlock, wizard, demonic, evil, whatever. Even in relationships, people will be in relationship with you and benefit off your spirituality. And then when you guys no longer work, they don't know how to depart in peace. I'm just being honest with you. I don't care if you're in the church and you're a strong prayer warrior. They're gonna believe that things falling apart in their life because you praying against them, when the truth is you walked away from the anointing that was covering you, providing for you, making ways for you. When you're dealing with somebody that's spiritual, you're coming into their energy, their arche, their chi. And when it comes down to finances and how you move, this is why I talk about this, because who you choose to be intimate with is gonna affect your energy. If you're gonna practice hoodoo, voodoo, Santeria, Kumi, Congo, and Palo, do not think that your arche, your chi, your prana is not going to be affected, not only by the people that you are being intimate with, but the people you allow in your personal space. And then you also have your partner that's allowing other people in your personal space. And all of this is going to affect your arche, your chi, your prana. And so if you have, I have a lot of Scorpio in my chart, that is going to be a problem, because there are going to be some people spiritually, they're very inviting, they're kumbaya. And then there's other people like me that when it comes down to my home life and my personal space, I'm very limited about who's entering and who can exit in there. And then when you got other people that don't respect that about you or don't understand that about you, they're going to bring people, and you may get into spiritual spats with people just for your own personal space. So all of you that think you are just going to get out here and get initiated and become a part of this spiritual community, and that it is not going to affect you relationship wise, there are people going to see you and say, oh my God, she nice looking, he nice looking, but they do them roots, they do that voodoo. There are people going to be totally turned off just because of what you practice, and you got to be okay with that decline, because I would prefer a person that is being honest than to get into a relationship with me and then make that an issue later. And that's where, when it comes down to immaturity and lack of being an adult about these types of things, you know, if you do animal sacrifices like I do, this is the kind. I'm not telling you to tell all your business, but I am going to tell you that in you consulting with Oshun, with you consulting with Aphrodite or Mama Chola, Ezeli Frido, whatever, or Shango or Papa Legba, whoever you call in your areas of love and relationship, I would advise you, I don't tell people what to do, but what I would advise you to do is have real conversations with yourself. Watch how you interact with your family and people that are close to you. That's going to be a really good indication of how you're really communicating and you're actually exhibiting your spirituality. Because if they are responding negatively about your conjure, then 9 times out of 10, the people that you get in relationship is going to eventually, because they're going to listen at what your family's saying, your friends saying about you. I am a Scorpio since my breakup. My noticing, realizing my girls coming in. My gifts are coming in. Oh, okay. Scorpio rules hidden gifts. And Scorpio, and I'm a child of Oya and also a Shun, dealing with betrayal and what we define as betrayal. Let me say, y'all, everybody is not betraying us. We got to really define what betrayal is, okay? I feel that when people don't agree with us, we call that betrayal. That's not betrayal. People don't have to agree with you. That's not betraying you. People not wanting to do what you want them to do is not betraying you. I think betrayal is if you have communicated on a set of facts and it is agreed upon, and that agreement has been breached, then that is a betrayal. That is a breaking of an oath or a commitment that was freely entered into. I feel that a lot of times when it comes down to love magic, that we have all these underlying, just like in certain contracts, all the or you listening to a commercial, you got all these hidden rules and regulations that nobody don't know nothing about. When it comes down to relationship, and if you want to have a healthy relationship, you cannot have hidden clauses. Hello, Wilhelmina. I'm doing quite well. Mafedi Funo Shun. And so I believe that therapeutically, I'm trying to think of another. People need therapy. I think that people in relationships make up their own rules, and they feel like basically that they can do what they want to do in these relationships, not considering that as another grown adult man or woman that you're trying to navigate in harmony with. And the more education that an individual has, and let me tell y'all something about real spiritual people that practice, they are very moody. I don't care how much self-control they got. If you have spirits entering out your body like that, or speaking into your mind like that, you're gonna have mood swings. And when you don't understand that about an individual, you're going to take a lot of those mood swings personally when they have absolutely nothing to do with you. They don't really have anything to do with the individual person. It is just that they're being utilized, and their senses are being utilized at that particular time. So being responsible as a practitioner and a spiritual man out here in these spiritual streets, and knowing that many of you guys one day are going to get involved in relationships that don't even know that these things are going to become they're not an issue, they're going to be made an issue. I want to say that real carefully. They're not an issue, they're going to be made into an issue. And you can't just think that, okay, I'm just going to go out here and do what I want to do, and it is not going to matter that I'm a hoodoo worker. It's not going to matter that I'm a root worker. It's not going to matter that I'm a conjurer. It's not going to matter that I'm a mystical agent. Well, guess what? You're bringing your entity, you're bringing your spirits into the lives of these people that don't even know you. You got these gifts, these talents, these energy, these protections, and all this other good stuff. And so therefore, they're going to treat you just like they would treat anybody else. If he lied to her, he feel like he can lie to you. Apostle. I got 29 years in, baby, and I got a lot of time I could take off. And they pissed me off Wednesday, and I ain't been back to work. I'm a union employee, so we have what we call option days. So I took them off so I can get myself together, so I don't go to jail. I'm glad you said that. I've been very moody this morning and woke up ready to fight. Yeah, but think about the times that certain things are happening with you that you don't even know is happening with you. So how do you explain this to another individual? Being with a spiritual person is no different than being with a person with medical issues. You have to be aware of their medical issues, whether they have epileptic fits or whether they need sugar pills or whatever's going on with it. Spiritual people are the same way, because they can be in one state of mind that morning, but something can go on that triggers their energy, that triggers their spirit, or they can enter into a place or a space, and now they are totally different individuals. Like, I have a very short fuse. Like, I'm talking about short. I'm talking about nat short. I'm like, I can go there very quickly, even though my moon is in Aries. Are you still working in fashion at all? I was at the show you with Thomas ever. Oh yeah, that was a long ago. I know my Thomas is still in there in the fashion industry, but I am not. I'm just being fashionable. But thank you, I appreciate that. That is a long time ago. So you can see them spirits. Do you have some time for my consultation? Yeah, we're gonna do your consultation today. I'm gonna be doing the day, tomorrow, and Sunday. And probably take off for Monday too to get everything done. Yeah, my son said he said I have that flair about it. But when it comes down to spirituality and being in friendship, and guys, I'm not just talking about intimate relationship, like having certain types of friends and stuff like that. You know, people need to be comfortable. Let me say this. I said it wrong. You don't have to explain to everybody and anybody, but people that you want to be able to walk in harmony with, it is to your advantage to have that conversation. I need a consultation. All you gotta do is go to my website and book a consultation. And when you get that type of insight, and you get that type of knowledge, And then and let me say this too. When you are in relationships, you have to know how to cleanse yourself. Even if you're married with somebody, even if you are in a long-term relationship, it don't matter. You have to cleanse yourself from your partner because you have a different ache, you have a different chi, you have a different vibration. It is nothing against them. And for you to keep your energy frequency, you have to maintain that. And so a lot of time we feel just like because we are in a relationship with somebody that we don't have to do certain maintenance. That is not true. It is simply not true. You have to maintain yourself as though y'all were strangers. I am too, all over the place. Please put it live. So I want to rewatch it. Okay, and so when you think about why we work love magic as spiritualists, too many people think we do love magic and spellcraft about other people. The truth is, love magic is for yourself. Love magic is to increase your magnetism of what you bring to the table, what makes you appealing, not only to people but places and things. What makes you inviting? Your conversation. A lot of times I utilize honey up under my tongue. It has to sweeten my words because I'm a Sagittarius and I also have an Aries moon, so I can come out very rash, rude, harsh, and so therefore I soften my words with honey. I utilize certain elements to help me become more easier to digest, easier to receive. What is your view on people who put blood in their lover's food or have intimacy while administrating? Now, since I do blood magic myself, I believe it is irresponsible because dealing with blood magic, especially with women, you're dealing with your ancestors because your ancestors are attached to your blood. And to put a part of yourself into another individual, whether you're with same sex or opposite sex, and not knowing where this person and you are going to be 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 40 years from now. The level of irresponsibility, because blood magic is a lasting magic. Blood magic is a generational magic. Blood magic is a representation of iron, which is hard to break. And to utilize that type of magic on a temporal relationship is irresponsible for the individual doing it. There are so many different other energetic workings that you can do to enhance to get your rocks off, so to speak. There are so many different types of conjure that you can do to enhance a temporal relationship. But to utilize that type of magic or that type of in a relationship, not understanding that you're influencing them to feel a certain type of way about you when you yourself have not done the personal work to be in a healthy relationship. I believe that a lot of people resort to magic when they themselves don't want to be healthy and to do their responsibility to operate harmoniously in a relationship. I think that a lot of people resort to that type of blood magic when they want to dominate the senses of an individual, contrary to what that person would do themselves on their own. And so feeding somebody that, and when I was talking to one of my saints, when it comes down to the menstrual blood with a woman is like a banishing spell, because that is the waste, the blood, the body cleansing itself. So that's getting rid of certain things. That is waste. And so it would be no different than utilizing human feces or dog feces or animal feces. When you're utilizing your menstruation, that is a very dark energy. That is a banishing energy, and it's a very powerful energy, because a woman's body, her womb is just like an nganga. It is just like a cauldron. And so I feel that doing that type of magic, whether you're a low-level witch whether you're a low-level conjurer, whether you are a mystic or agate, it's irrelevant to me. Not understanding what you're doing because you read something, somebody told you something, it still does not negate you from responsibility. And so are you going to tell that man that you did that work on why his life is dwindling, why his health is dwindling? Are you going to tell that, and men do it with their semen as well, so it is not a just one-sided, because your semen ain't nothing but blood, DNA. So blood magic can be done by man, male and female. But to do that type of conjure and not take responsibility of the influence. Just like if you went and got a dog or a cat or animal, now you're responsible for them because you are responsible for their care and their well-being. When you do that type of magic, are you going to assume responsibility for how you are influencing the 5 senses of that man or that woman? And the average person, the answer is no. And so to be that irresponsible with some type of knowledge of conjure, mysticism, magic, that is my take on that. It is no different taking you're influencing somebody else's senses to do what you want them to do. And if you are successful, now that person's a servant to you, but then you're going to mistreat. The average person, once they get somebody subservient to them, the average person mistreats that individual. Because at that point, you feel like you have control over them, so you can talk to them in a kind of way, you can handle them in a kind of way. So we already know at that point, it's not about love. So a lot of times we label things love magic when it's not about love. Because in that place, you don't have to do that type of magic. You can use that type of magic to protect your relationship, protect your spouse, protect your loved one. But to do that without taking full responsibility of blood magic, because that's all that is, that type of conjure. I'm not against it because I do blood magic myself. And many types of blood magic. But be honest about what you're doing and why you're doing it. And that what makes, to me, that's what makes conjure beautiful. When you actually understand that, then you can articulate that. But imagine being in relationship with somebody that's watching you do magical spells for other people, and in the back of their mind, I wonder if he or she did that to me. Like when you doing work, and if you don't think your spouse or your loved one or your children or whomever is watching you do your spell work, when you get in the fits of rage, like sometimes I get into, if you don't think people are listening at what you're saying and that they're taking notes of how you behave when you're upset in your conjure, and you don't think that they're perceiving you very differently, then you're not self-aware. You're not self-aware. It is going to, if you want to cleanse your child, what if you decide to say, you know what, I want our child to be initiated in EFOP? Just like you can get an argument where your kids are going to school with, I promise you, if you intend for your child to walk down a certain path, if it is in their ancestry, that can really complicate your relationship in parenting. This is way deeper. And this is the stuff I wish somebody would have told me. I wish somebody would set me down and say, okay, they said certain things, but nobody talked in depth. I didn't realize that my conjure and my spirituality was going to be so significant in my relationships. I did not know that. And so therefore I tell you guys, if you're going to be knee deep in Jesus, knee deep in conjure, you need to be able to be aware and have these kind of conversations. This is true, Jim. I wish I knew this. I just like to think about how many of us you're showing them muscles. Sweetie B. I'm Oshun. But I say to you guys, when it comes down to attraction, I'm very big on doing attraction work. I'm very big on doing love work. I'm very big on taking care of myself, because I still think that some parts of spell work is about how you take care of yourself. Thank you for sharing my live, y'all. I really appreciate that. And I think that relationships in themselves are they're beautiful if responsible people engage in them. what is your take on Ebo, and did you see a change or difference in your life? Jazz, I'm gonna answer this truthfully. I believe whether it is an Ebo, whether it is a sacrifice, whether it is in the church we call offerings, I believe that those aspects of the practice are an exchange due to the relationship that you have with that particular entity, or Loa and Kisi, or ancestor. I believe that the Ebos are just like giving somebody an engagement ring, or giving somebody a wedding ring, giving somebody something that allows the acknowledgement of that relationship and that energy exchange. Giving somebody flowers. I feel that a lot of people put a lot of weight on the Ebos and the sacrifices, just like men and women put a lot of weight on giving somebody flowers when they do wrong, or giving somebody that's after a while that's not going to mean anything. Just like in the scripture, after a while God didn't even want their sacrifices no more. When you're doing Ebos out of not out of relationship, and what is the significance of it, and you yourself are undermining your own offering, your own Ebo, because of your behavior and your interaction with your spirits or your Egun, we don't see the power behind manifestation. I don't do anything unless there's going to be a manifestation. I don't do anything for myself or other people unless there's a significant turnaround. I don't do things just to say, okay, I'm going to do something for Oshun, I'm going to do something for Papa Legba, I'm going to do something for Mama Chola, I'm going to do something for Zarabanda. No, I don't do that, because it's about relationship. It's about acknowledging them and acknowledging your relationship with them. And a lot of people, like I said before, they don't do relationship because they don't even study energy, frequency, or vibration. They just think they're going to get in a relationship and they're going to get initiated, and they're not have to build a relationship with these entities and these spirits. Because most of us think that these spirits are slaves. They're not slaves. They are extension of the universe and of ourselves. Especially if you are melanated and you have melanin in your skin, we are connected through the universe and Mother Earth. So it should be a respect thing. Just like if your child, if say for instance your mother may be a particular Loa and Kisi and Puma, right? So look at it in natural. You keep going to your mother and asking your mother for stuff, and you constantly don't do right by what she gives you, she's gonna stop giving you. And that has nothing to do with whether she loves you or not, because she does love you. That's why she gave it to you in the first place. Spirits are no different. If you have went to a spirit or Egun in relationship for a purpose, then utilize that, whatever they gave you for that purpose. A lot of us are not good in relationship because we're used to lying in relationship to get what we want. And so therefore we carry that right into our spiritual relationship. And let me tell y'all something. A lot of people that are spiritual don't like to be lied to, and that is true, but they lie to people. I'm going to say that again. A lot of spiritual people, I love how you explain it. It's so true. Thank you, baby. Because a lot of spiritual people, whether they want to acknowledge that, they don't think the rules apply to them. The average spiritual person that's really into the ATR, they think all the universal laws and the rules and E5, Voodoo, Santa Rita applies to everybody else except them. And so therefore you can't have a relationship when if you don't have the mindset. Thank you so much for the fire. If you don't have the mindset what's good for the goose is good for the gander, then how can you have a healthy relationship? And then then how can the laws of reciprocity apply? How can the laws of that I want to be? Because guess what? You might be in astrology, you might be in hoodoo, you might be in Christianity, but you understand the kemet that's behind that, and you know how to utilize the Book of the Dead or whatever. Or you might work with the Goetia, or you might work with some type of sigils, but you understand the magic behind that. You still need to understand when your mate walks in and they see your sigil or your prayer sheet up on the wall. And they don't understand why that is there. They might even take it down because they don't know the significance. Communication, y'all. Because guess what? The average person like me, you touch my stuff, I'm going to go bananas. And you're going to think I'm going way too far because I understand the significance. But what I did not understand when I was early in my relationship, people don't know that that's why you got that Bible sitting there. People don't know that's why you got that brick sitting there. They don't know. They might sweep that stuff up. I'm just being honest with y'all. It's just the truth. They don't know that these elecades are consecrated with blood, and so therefore you can't just be touching them because these ain't for decoration. These are a part of a ceremony. Be mad as that. So, or you might have certain things on your you anointed your person with certain oils or ointments, and they don't know because you ain't made it clear. And these are the things that I say when it comes down to relationship and the things that I feel like that younger people, because I already made these mistakes. I've already, and they're mistakes because I was ignorant and I didn't know the weight of my responsibility as a spiritualist. And didn't even think it was my responsibility. That's why if you watch me on YouTube, I'm always putting certain things out there from, because now I understand why it is important. If somebody comes into my life, I let them know, listen, I was born like this. I didn't get no initiation. This and that. I got initiation after in the practice, but my actual gifts, my actual abilities, my gifting, I always had them. I never knew a life outside of spirituality. Never knew. I couldn't tell you one day, hour, minute, second what it is like not to be spiritual and dealing with energy and frequency. I don't know. I never had that. I never had to go through an awakening to get spiritual. I was born with, as the black people say, born with a veil on my face. So this is how I use magic. This is how I use love magic. This is why I love working with these particular love deities to gain favor. But I believe that we spiritual people can have healthy relationships, but I feel like a lot of us, when we get into relationship, we're very toxic. And let me explain what I mean by toxic. We're dominating in these areas. And so therefore we also try to do that in our relationship. We're not compromising. And so therefore when you're used to, listen to me real. When you're used to having your way spiritually, it is very difficult to be in a relationship not trying to get your way. And then we become very petty. So it's not always just the person that's been in a relationship with us. It's sometimes how we are in a relationship with the other person. Because we have a certain mindset, and we have certain adoration that we receive from other people, and then when we get in relationship, we want that same adoration and Hail Mary, highly favored above all women, Hosanna, blessed be the King. Like whether you're male, you want that same adoration, and a lot of times you don't get that. I'm gonna say it again. A lot of times you don't get that from people that you are being intimate with you because they're in relationship with you. They washing your drawers. They seeing your stomach toe up. They seeing you pass gas. They seeing you leave your underwear. Like they see things about you that other people don't see. Don't mean they don't have no love for you or respect, but that's just real life. And so therefore, that certain adulations that you may get on the outside of your relationship, you may not get it to that place which in relationship. And so having false expectations as a spiritual man or woman going into relationships and wanting people to behave like your flock, your coven, your godchildren, that's not healthy. It's not realistic. Because they ain't kissing and licking when they ain't supposed to be on you. So that in itself is something that you need to think about when you get in a relationship. You're being honored. Like President Obama was President Obama, but he was Michelle's husband. She wasn't right there calling him President Obama in that house. I can promise you that. Don't mean she ain't had no respect for his office. Doesn't mean that she didn't see that. And when they had disagreements, I promise you she wasn't calling him President Obama. It was a Barack this or other word. You know what I'm saying? Sure, because she's a Capricorn. He a Leo. So energy matters in relationship. And the more that you're going to immerse, to all of my babies that have not done this yet, if you know you're going to be all in 10 toes down into ATR, educate yourself about your spirituality and be willing to communicate it to anybody that is going to be serious in relationship with you. Let them be comfortable with your candle work, your conjure work, or your sacrifices, or how. And let me say this let me say this too. The amount of money that you're going to have to spend into your practice, they need to be aware of that, because money causes a lot of problems. Because you have to have the resources to invest in your spirituality. It is no different than going to college. It is no different than starting a business. And we spend a lot of our revenue in our spiritual practice. And that partner or whoever you're in relationship, they need to be comfortable with that. Or y'all gonna be clashing over the resources, and you're gonna feel that they're coming against your spirituality when they do not understand or agree with that type of money or resources going into your spiritual practice. When they feel like you could be maybe going on a vacation, maybe they feel like you can pay a bill up. I mean, it could be anything, something small to something big. It don't matter. The point is, if you're gonna practice the ATRs, you need to have that conversation away the majority of your funds and some of their funds gonna be going. And everybody not gonna be good with that. And that's okay, but have that discussion ahead of time. Don't be going in there hiding money and spending money, and like you got to go and buy crystals, or you got to go and buy roots, or you got to go to this ceremony, or this spirit done asked for this elbow to be done, or this spirit done asked for this type of offering. And it's no different in church. Oh, the spirit spoke to me and told me to give a seed of $1,000, and your husband or wife lose their ever-loving mind. It ain't gonna be no different in the ATRs. So financial conversations must be had. Because I spent a lot, tens of thousands in the ATR. I'm telling you, to be very good and proficient in spirituality, you're going to spend some revenue. And so that is a conversation, sir and ma'am, that needs to be had. So you not be while you out here buying elekes, you could have bought some soap. While you out here buying elekes, you could have went and put gas in the car. While you out here buying Orishas, you could have, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I could have got my hair done, or you could have gave me that money to start it. It could be anything. But I'm telling you, this is important. You have to invest in your spiritual well-being. Yes, but it's not about just investing in your spiritual well-being. It's that the people that you are going to be in relationship need to understand that's a part of it. To try to hide finances and sneak finances to take care of your eguns, your moretos, your ancestors, it just ain't healthy in a relationship. And when you are grown, you ain't got no business got to hide your money or what you doing from your mate or from your loved one or your partner, whatever you got going on. I'm just telling you that I wish I had the information that I'm giving out now in order for me to have those type of relationships. Yes, I know to do it now, but I'm 51 years old. Imagine how many relationships have been broken that could have been either prevented or they could have worked out if you had the information that I'm giving now. This is why I don't understand how people say they working with Oshun when Oshun is a flow, a river is a flow. You should be able to be harmonious. You should be able to bring sweetness. You should be able to bring enlightenment, because yellow is also about enlightenment, the light energy, enlightening of the mind, the renewing of the mind. It is not just the emotional aspect of Oshun. It is also the intellect of Oshun. That Venus energy is a powerful and dark and chaos energy, but it is also a energy that has a force of magnetism. And you don't have to, you can think a thing and it'll come to pass. You can speak a thing and it'll come to pass. While you are yet performing your elbow, it'll be manifested, because that the magnetism, the gravitas of that magnetism can be so strong that it brings to pass or brings into fruition the things you have need of. Great to know, but glad I don't have to worry about that now. Yeah. I believe that some of you guys don't realize, because most people have folks in their lives that are not honest. I'm a Sagittarius. Let me talk to y'all. People on my job know I practice voodoo, conjure. Everybody ain't good with that, but it's clear. Some of y'all got friends that you call friends, you don't know that they have a problem with your practice. You think a lot of things I'm talking about today has to do with just relationship intimacy. No, it has to do with people on the average. Because even when you are running a business, say for instance you are Voodoo or something, but you have a hair salon. I don't tell people at all. I had to stop. This information I'm talking about are for people that you are in intimate relationships with, or people that you claim as a friend or somebody in your inner circle. This ain't going out and just telling the whole world, oh, I do this and I do that. That ain't what I'm talking about. I am talking about the things that once you get in relationship, not thinking that your spirituality is going to affect your friendship, your relationship, or anybody that interacts with. If they're in the sphere of being able to influence you or to affect you, then they need to have understanding of what you do and why you do it. Why you walking around there in white all day, or you wrapped up, or you cannot come out to play, so to speak. These people need to think about that. Well, I mean, good for you, but I need friends that stick closer than a brother. I'm not out here solo dolo. So, I mean, I'm good for you, but when it comes down to me and interacting and with people and helping other people that do want friends and want people, God and Divine Mother, to cause people to give into our bosom, a lot of the betrayal is because you don't know how to walk in your energy. A lot of the hurt and harm that we receive is because there was a time where you were supposed to be protecting your energy and you didn't. There was a time that you were discussing certain things and you didn't. There was a time that you were more open about sharing stuff that nobody asked you to share. And so you got your feelings hurt, or you got emotionally damaged, or you invited yourself into conversations that nobody asked you anything, but you felt that you were enlightening somebody, and now you have a bad experience that you created because you didn't know when to hold them, you didn't know when to fold them, you didn't know when to walk away because you didn't have that wisdom. Good afternoon to you. The gratitude for this message is a blessing. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let me tell y'all something. I've been doing this a very long time. I don't make a habit. I'm not here to change minds. That's the purpose of being grown. I am giving you information, knowledge, wisdom, understanding. I am giving you examples of how this could affect you, and it's going to affect you. That's why I teach universal laws, because no matter what you do, how you do, this is going to affect you. And it is also an understanding about conjure, mysticism. And if it's going to be that pertinent in your life, if it's going to be that mainstream in your life, then it behooves you to make sure that you're in a place where you can articulate with clarity and precision to the people that matter to you, that influence and affect you. Because if you believe that it is not going to affect you, then you are delusional. End of story. It is impossible for your magic and what you do and how you do it not to affect the people that you love. Even before I came on social media, because I knew that this was going to affect more than just me, it was going to affect my children and my grandchildren. I talked to my children. Because when you're doing things magically and spiritually, and it's more than just about you, then this is why you do what you do. So Oshun is a spirit of wisdom as well. I don't know why everybody thinks that Oshun is a very smart deity. And so therefore, how do you embrace the wisdom when it comes to the five senses? Being able to discern through your sense of touch, through your sense of taste. You know what I'm saying? Your intuition. Like all of this is Oshun. And when you have not perfected this kind of stuff and you ain't walked in this stuff, then how you honestly going to be able to articulate it? I just now I just now understanding how important all of this is. Tell all the truth. You always teach me. I tune into your channel. You're quite welcome. I'm going to be teaching some stuff today on my YouTube channel as well as this channel, because in order for people to respect the ATRs, you got to respect the practice. To expect people to give more honor and respect to your journey than you are doing is asinine, sir, ma'am. It is ludicrous. It is you are delusional to a whole nother level. Being able to exhibit to people plainly that don't have no idea what you're doing, and give them a sense of understanding is your responsibility. If they're asking. But volunteering your practice and your belief system on other people, that is spiritual rape. You don't want to do that. If people are embracing me, I share. If people are asking questions, I share. I don't go out and put off, oh, you don't do that. You need to be doing it like that. I don't go on other people platforms that say, oh, they're doing the candle wrong, or they're doing they're dressing wrong. I don't know what kind of spirit them people working with. That might be conducive for that. When I work over here, I'm working with my spirit. I'm working with my ego. Thank you so much, love. I appreciate that, beloved. When I'm doing Ebasa, when I'm doing conjure, a lot of times I throw people out when I'm speaking in tongue and they look at me crowned. But I get it. I'm diversified. When I'm doing conjure, I am working with the spirits that work with me. It's like running a race. I'm not looking over in somebody else's lane, seeing how they run and they race. It is too many people out here claiming to be masters and gurus and advanced elders, and they're in everybody. If you mess up your cream of wheat, it ain't gonna mess my stomach up. Y'all hear me? As my new conjurers come up, my Mystic and Ajay's and Tata, Mumbo, Pastor, whatever you. If somebody doing something wrong and they not working on for you or working with you, that's their business. If you messing up them collard greens, as long as I ain't getting a plate of, that's your business. If you mess up that cornbread and first of all, you burn cornbread, I ain't gonna eat it anyway. But my point is, if people want to get out on social media and make people feel that they know something and you listening because you out of ignorance, you didn't know, whatever. But at some point, if you a good cook, somebody want to eat your food. I'm going to say this again. If you want to know what I look for when it comes to my senses, if you're such a good cook, somebody want to eat from your plate. If you that good at whatever it is, I don't care what it is, then somebody gonna want your services. If you read that well, somebody gonna want to read it. If you do healing work, there somebody gonna want to heal it. You don't have to go out your way on either side. Because this is a part of Oshun. Being able to perceive, being able to discern, being able to be aware, self-aware, and being aware of environment, knowing how to operate in your arche, how to flow. In the church we say flow in the spirit. A lot of people don't know how to do that. You causing all these spiritual accidents because you won't stay in your lane. You up here messing up. That might be an old remedy or old recipe that they got from their grandma, whatever. How you gonna challenge these people? They've been doing that kind of conjure in their ancestry for 400 years, and now all of a sudden you think they're supposed to listen to you because you got crowned 2 days ago, because you got scratched and Palo 4 hours ago, because you went you got a couple chicken blood and a rooster and goat blood poured on you 4 hours ago. Now all of a sudden they supposed to stop doing what they've been doing in their bloodline. Come on, like why, sir? Why, ma'am? If you don't ever do it the way that I do it, as long as you ain't doing it on me or for me, I don't care. You grown. If you want to put bleach and ammonia together to clean your bathroom, long as I ain't in there, because you ain't gonna kill me, that's your business. You'll find out that don't go together. If you want to practice a ATR and you not initiated, you don't have the spiritual tools, baby, go to the cookout, to a family, a spirit that don't even know you exist, and around there trying to fix plates on their table and their altar that you don't even have a divine name, baby. I want to sit back and watch how that turn out for you. That's all I'm saying. Sometimes people need to go and find out for themselves. What people do you love? Man, oh, you came in here before. You have to be more clear. If you're gonna come and ask questions, at least ask a specific question and not such a general, unfinished question. But I will entertain you because I'm on TikTok. What people do you like? I'm a person, a lover of people, but I don't like all people. And I don't go around saying I love everybody because I don't. I'm a Sagittarius. I have absolutely no problem keeping it 1,000. And then depending on my mood, I might keep it a million. No. I'm a preacher. I'll preach to anybody, but I'm not a preacher for everybody. And I say this especially to my melanated men and men folk. Don't make sure that when you step out on a social media platform that you represent yourself, especially when there's already distorted images of black melanated men out here. And so therefore the last thing we need is to represent ourselves in a way of being unintelligent, dysfunctional, and poor and broke. Tell them about your class. Oh yeah, teach my baby Scorpio. Yes, I have classes. I have beginner classes, intermediate classes, and advanced classes on my website that you can purchase. But I teach all types of magic, and what I do is try to make things practical, and so people that really want to learn. I see people that are lost in voodoo. I see people that are lost in Santeria. I see them lost in hoodoo. Like, just like Christians can be in church all their life and still don't know who God is and go by what they heard, it's the same thing. Do you take on God children? I have not taken on God children as of yet. I have too many spiritual. I'm not even gonna lie to you. From my perspective, it's a lot of responsibility. I have church. I have that. I'm supposed to be starting a mentor program, but that's something that I wouldn't jump into because I would have a real conversation. It is like I'm a godson to my padrino, and I strive not to cause some conflict, problems. I try to make sure I have everything I get, because I, as a pastor and pastoring people, especially black people, I understand the weight of the responsibility, and a lot of times people expect way more than they're willing to give. And when it comes down to real conjure and real magic and real spirituality, I am very dogmatic. I am, they call my church like I'm spiritual boot camp. Like, because with me, you got to know that you know that you know. Because at the end of the day, you got to know how to work. Where do you work? You asked me this. McMahon, hold on. So I guess I'll keep this out on my desk for this brother that keep coming out here. While you asking me where I work, I got 29 years. This is an old plaque. 29 years at UPS. But this is happy 25th. So now my question to you, where you work, I make over $100,000 a year just on my job alone. I get paid $41 an hour. On my job alone. I got benefits. I got life insurance. I got health insurance. I got dental insurance. I got insurance. And I got 401k, and I got stocks. What you got? And I got over 8 inches. What you got? Huh? I'm 51 years old. All my kids grown. I own 2 properties. 2 4-bedroom houses. What you got? Why you asking about what I do? I'm not even talking about my spirituality. I ain't talking about my business. I actually come from a family that got investment property. I ain't even talking about no inheritance. I'm just talking about what I got by myself. I ain't talking about what my sister got. I'm talking about what Apostle Samuel Jr. got. And I have a church. What you got, bro? Huh? What you got? Can you beat over 8 inches? Like, what you bringing? If you're gonna ask me what I do for a living, the most mature thing. No, I don't care that you work at Air for how much money do you make. Let's talk about what you make, what you already done. I done took care of 3 kids and a couple hoes. What are you bringing to the table? This is what we're talking about, especially, and this is what I say to melanated brothers. When you're going asking another man about his, what he got going on, make sure Air Force, you could be making holler no money at Air Force. You might be able to do better at McDonald's as a manager. That don't mean nothing. Most of y'all people don't work. That and sir, that's ignorant to say y'all people, because once again you proving yourself wrong, because I'm them people and I work. And I'm actually off today on an ops because I'm a union employee, and so I have an option 3 where I get paid to be off from work. So I'm still making money. And that's a very ignorant statement to make, especially as a man. Huh? And if I didn't have a job, it's still okay, because a workman is worthy of their hire. But the idea, well, if you understood my point, you understood the question that was asked of me. That's right. Cassandra said, don't make requirements you can't even qualify for. Exactly. But this is the stuff that I do love TikTok, but I also love the fact that a lot of these people I hear that usually their practice will even protect their employment. Let me tell you why you want to be an African. Why do I want to be an African? That's like asking me, why do I want to be a male? Because I was born one. Oh, you real ignorant. If you say you work, if you say you work at the Air Force, I feel sorry for the people at the Air Force base, because we in trouble. Your level of intelligence over this social media platform is wanting. Bro, you are so unqualified to have a conversation with me. Go find you somebody to play with. And you might be at the Air Force cleaning toilets, for all we know. But we most certainly know that Apostle Ely is a UPS driver. She make yeah. Child, please. No, it's just that when you are not raised as a man and you don't know how to conduct yourself out in society, you shame yourself by asking or saying stuff that you don't really understand, that person is not even in a position to qualify to be asking. So unqualified to have a connection with me, Kareem. I've heard. Oh yeah. What? So unqualified to have a conversation with me, Kareem. I don't think that, let me say this, there's a difference between somebody asking a question and somebody that literally themselves are trying to get some understanding. A lot of people are just trying to debate, to have an issue, to have to get some type of attention. And so when it comes down to when I call spirituality and what I deem on social media as for people bruh, I know ain't nobody gonna get no work out of you. You don't have to, a man that don't work don't eat. I'm pretty sure nobody is going to get 29, 12, 6, 2 hours of work out of you, huh? Whether it's in the bedroom or not. We understand you're not here for the work. It's okay. You quite welcome, baby. To all of you guys that are out here that are into conjure and spirituality, do know this. This is a perfect example why you need to have a sure foundation. And when you step out, and I don't tell people not to do it. I'm just saying that it is more better for you as a spiritualist to have certain foundations. So therefore, when you're out here, because this is out here in the World Wide Web, that you're going to be challenged and people are going to share their thoughts, which they have a right to. They're going to share their perspectives that they have, and you should be able to unmask the foolishness and continue on in your journey. Because I'm ready to block this guy. I was being so blessed. It's still a blessing, because let me tell y'all something. In real life, you're never going to have things just flow the way you want them to flow. You have to be able to deal with the disturbances. You have to deal with the things that come out of left field and still progress in life. You still have to be successful. You still have to be able to have those hiccups and be very, very efficient in what you do. So this is why I say to you guys, not being rooted and grounded in your particular beliefs in your structure, and so that when people like this that he is the one that talks and act like he's full of sugar. Sir, I am quite full of sugar. Huh? They call me sweet Dick Willie. That you're absolutely right. And you have every right to challenge my manhood after you could not compare to this man. And let me give you a little wisdom. Let me give you a little wisdom. Never challenge another man's manhood when you don't even qualify to have the conversation with that man. Because if I'm full of sugar, at least I'm full of something. You lack substance. And guess what? I can turn you and your daddy out. And then have your mom and daddy fighting. And just based off of the picture, I outlook you. And if this was an OnlyFans, I can show you where I outstep you in other areas too, sir. And I still be full of sugar. Huh? They call me sexual chocolate at church. And as your daddy said, sir, I'm finger licking good. So once again, you don't have the intellect or the wit. And this is the sad thing. Somebody messing with him, somebody dating him, somebody making him feel like he a man, and I blame y'all for that. Cause it's these type of men that y'all get in relationship with that y'all giving the time of day. All they good for is going out there trying to make somebody else feel like they not where they need to be. When I'm further along in life, matter of fact, my children are further along in their life than he is. He's not passing the vibe test. He ain't passing a lot of tests. Ask that. He ain't passing a lot of tests. We'll be more. He need to follow me on YouTube. I could really help him. He need to follow me on. He the one need to do my that spell kit that I did for $500. And we know you ain't got $500 because you work at the Air Force, pushing that bucket, cleaning up that dookie, them toiletries. Where he get quiet now, huh? I know he ran out not from the sugar. He didn't let sugar Marfetti Foon. Where you at, sir? Where you be? Huh? Probably sitting on the butt plug right now, calling somebody on some sugar. Looking at me and just salivating and just getting wet. I do it to men and women. It's okay, sir. You ain't the first and you won't be the last. I make your daddy wet too. All right. Divine said, Tom Bennett said, let me get back to sweeping. Yeah, you got, it's all good. But this is what you have to deal with and be able to flow in your energy, frequency and vibration. She said, my face hurt from laughing. It's a truth. Child, these little cats out here, I feel so like they really need male figures in their life. They really do. Cause that what they got, they represent. If it ain't good enough for me, I know it ain't good enough for y'all. That's standing in your truth, being authentic of who you are, and I love it. Exactly. Oh yeah, they have no idea. Trey would have a field day. Yeah, that man right there couldn't touch neither one of my sons. And I'm talking about my youngest son. He definitely, the two older ones, that individual right there could not stand a light to my two older sons. He definitely can't come over here and deal with Mufasa. He cannot even get above the nut hairs. He can't do it. All right. Enough about him. He gone. Whole thing. Polar tank. Polar tank. I bet he ain't never heard. He never done that. It's always. That's how that mattress sound. He got to stay close. Little polar tank. Coming here messing with grown people. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'm gonna be doing a live. She said, "Please stop." It's the truth. It's the truth. Grown people over here. It is the truth. I say to one that I want you guys to really understand what I'm hoping that these tips about relationship with spirit. And guess what? This also come along being a spiritual in relationship too, because anybody know us real Sagittarius? The idea that he even got in here in a word game with a Sag, and my moon is in Aries and rising sign, and I got 51 years. It's sad. I work at the Air Force. Where at the Air Force? I know you ain't flying planes because you ain't smart enough. I work at the Air Force. Huh? Y'all know what? If he telling the truth, let's just say that if he telling the truth, you know he ain't flying nobody plane. What do I think about Aquarius? I love, we're in the age of Aquarius. I think that Aquarius, most of the Aquarius that I try to encourage is that they don't understand Saturn energy in their life, and they don't understand Uranus. I think that their individuality and their ability to observe, we can learn from one another, but I have Aquarian friends that I've learned to be more observant and to be more watchful. I also think that the energy of Aquarius is very it's like tektites. It's outside of the earth realm. And so therefore, when you're observing things outside looking in, a lot of times your perspective is not acknowledged because the person that you're talking to is inside the very thing you're observing. And so I think that Aquarius people need to understand that you're having a conversation either with somebody that's not thinking outside of the box, and you're trying to get them to comprehend outside of their perception, and it's not going to work. If you're going to operate outside of perception, understand the people you're talking to will eventually, once they step outside the box, see the very same thing that you see. I think they will have better relationships with people. And it can help more people understanding that. Especially utilizing love magic. Aquarius people are very intellectual people. And I like facts. And so therefore I get along with Aquarius people. If you're a big liar and you're not a truth teller and you stick in opinions, you're not gonna do well with an Aquarius. And that's Aquarius sun, moon, and rising sign, and Aquarius. I only have a few of these candles, but this is going in front of Oshun. If you want me to burn one of those candles, my candles on my great perspective. I'm an Aquarius. My fiance is an Aries. Oh, so that's fire and air. That's the closest, the herb that would represent y'all energy would be ginger. That would represent, that's fire and air element, ginger. So Aries energy is all about action and, oh my Lord. Because the only thing about, y'all got to work together because Aries wants everything about them. Aquarius is like over here looking at you like, Aquarius ain't really in the relationship. They looking at the relationship. And they looking at you in the relationship. And they watching you be who you are in that relationship. And if it don't make sense to an Aquarius, they're not going to do it. And so that's where the clash going to come. That's the truth. I'm an Aquarius and is married to an Aquarius. I love Aquarius energy. I don't know if y'all seen that movie about the two aliens. When that's almost like having the alien and the predator You got two people that observe, just watching each other outside of the relationship. That's just how they operate. They are great observers. They paying attention to everything. And don't think they listening. They might not even saying nothing to you, but they talking inside their head, and they probably talking about you in your tomfoolery. Yes. We do not get along at all. It's just the energy. I'm a Libra, air element. And Libras are ruled by, this will be a good candle to you, because Libra and Taurus are ruled by Venus. And if you have those placements, these candles are good to work on today. I'm doing a lot of love magic today. I have figure candles that I'm going to be doing, but I'm mostly going to be working this candle because I got to put this in front of Oshun, and I'm working with my non-chopper. Oh, Keisha, your sister's Aquarius? Aww. My Aquarius need my Aquarius and Virgo. They need that oil of gladness. The love incense smell. So yeah, I mean, I put a lot of effort into my incense and my blends. Diplomatic. You might be talking about Libra. I love like my padrino is a Libra, and only thing about a Libra, you just cause they being diplomatic don't mean they buying into your mess. A Libra will go along with something if it fits their agenda. Cause sometimes people think Libra be on their train and they don't be on their train. They just utilizing them for that moment to get what they trying to get. That's what they don't understand about Libra. Because sometimes people with you ain't with you. Libras have agendas. They scared, they about balance. So their diplomacy has a lot to do with an end game. They ain't just diplomatic. They have a diplomacy with an agenda. They being nice for a reason. They being kind for a reason. Get that? Don't get that twisted by a Libra. My mama Virgo. I talk about Virgo because my mama whooped my ass. That's why I talk about Virgos. You would talk about your whoever was whooping on you. You be talking about them too. They got a hold of you like my mama got a hold of me. I'm gonna see you guys on my YouTube channel because I got some consultations to do today. That's just true. If you follow me on my YouTube channel, I'm going over there right now.